Welcome back, dear viewers. We have another gripping chapter in the ongoing saga surrounding Sheikh Hamdan and his family. Today's story is full of twists and turns, with shocking revelations and emotions running high. If you've been following the saga, you know things have been anything but calm. But what unfolded recently was something that no one could have predicted. In the previous video, I mentioned how Sheikh Hamdan's ex-wife, Haadiya, had run away from her new mansion. Now this might sound like just another drama unfolding, but it's far from ordinary. Sheikh Hamdan, a man always in control, was clearly rattled. The situation took an unexpected turn when his sister Sheikha became involved. After learning about Haadiya's sudden departure, Sheikh Hamdan was frantic. He immediately reached out to Sheikha for help. Concerned about the well-being of both her brother and Haadiya, Sheikha wasted no time in calling Haadiya, offering her a place to stay in Bahrain at Sheikha's palace. It seemed like a simple solution, but as Haadiya arrived and settled in, she revealed something that would shake everything to its core. Haadiya confessed that, in the days leading up to her departure, she had been in Germany. This revelation took everyone by surprise. Sheikha, trying to process the information, relayed it back to Sheikh Hamdan, but the moment she mentioned Germany, his face darkened. The man who had always prided himself on being calm and collected was now gripped by a storm of emotions: worry, confusion, and something far darker. Sheikha saw the change in her brother's demeanor. His worry transformed into something more intense: rage. His voice became firm, almost commanding, as he ordered Sheikha, "Keep Haadiya in your palace. Do not let her go anywhere." It was clear. This wasn't a simple request. It was an order. The decision marked the beginning of the emotional roller coaster that was to follow. Sheikh Hamdan was torn, his heart a battleground between love and betrayal. His thoughts spiraled as he wrestled with the haunting question: had Haadiya gone to Germany to see her ex-husband? The idea of her meeting her ex, who was also her cousin, gnawed at him relentlessly. His mind couldn't rest. He paced around his palace, unable to focus on his work, unable to sleep. His emotions were consuming him, and he couldn't help but feel as though he was being betrayed by the one person he trusted most. The idea of Haadiya reconnecting with her past left him feeling like he had been stabbed in the chest. Days of sleepless nights passed, and Sheikh Hamdan's frustration grew. After much internal turmoil, he decided that he could no longer keep quiet. It was time to confront Haadiya. With a steady hand, he picked up his phone and dialed her number. The ringing felt endless, and for a brief moment he feared she wouldn't pick up. But then, she did. Haadiya's voice sounded hesitant on the other end, almost as though she knew what was coming. Sheikh Hamdan, his voice calm, but filled with coldness, spoke first. "Where have you been?" Haadiya, in a quiet whisper, confirmed what he had feared. "I was in Germany." Hearing those words was like a dagger to his heart. Sheikh Hamdan took a deep breath, trying to control his rising anger. "I'm only asking you one question," he said sharply. "Did you visit your ex-husband, who is also your cousin?" There was a long pause, followed by a hesitant yes from Haadiya. That one word, that single yes, shattered whatever trust remained between them. Sheikh Hamdan's heart clenched. His patience, which had been stretched thin for days, finally broke. "Enough," he snapped. "That's enough." And just like that, he ended the call. There were no more words, no room for explanations. The silence that followed was deafening. Back at Sheikha's palace, Haadiya sat frozen, staring at her phone in disbelief. Tears welled up in her eyes, falling quietly onto her lap. She was devastated by the call, by Sheikh Hamdan's reaction. She hadn't expected it to end like this. She had hoped that they could talk through the situation, but now everything felt broken. Sheikha, who had been nearby, noticed Haadiya's tear-streaked face and rushed to her side. Concerned, she gently asked, "What happened?" Haadiya wiped her tears and, for the first time, decided to open up completely. She told Sheikha everything: the reason behind her trip to Germany, the true intentions behind her meeting with her ex-husband, and why she had done what she had done. As Haadiya spoke, Sheikha's understanding deepened. For the first time, she realized that her brother, Sheikh Hamdan, had misunderstood the situation. Haadiya had always chosen Sheikh Hamdan over her past, but he had failed to see that. Sheikha knew she had to do something. She had to speak with her brother and try to fix the rift between him and Haadiya. With determination, Sheikha picked up her phone and called Sheikh Hamdan. But this time he wouldn't answer. The phone rang again and again, but Sheikh Hamdan avoided her calls. He knew exactly why his sister was calling. She would try to defend Haadiya, and he didn't want to hear it. He had made up his mind, and nothing Sheikha said could change that, at least not yet. Meanwhile, in his office, Sheikh Hamdan was in turmoil. His close friend walked in, sensing something was wrong. After a few moments of silence, the friend asked, "What's going on?" Sheikh Hamdan sighed deeply, his mind clouded with frustration and sadness. "It's Thani," he said, his voice low. "I think she's better than Haadiya. At least Thani didn't leave me even when I rejected her. She didn't go to another man." His friend looked stunned, for Sheikh Hamdan had never spoken positively about Sheikha Thani before. It was well known that he had never truly loved her, but now, in the midst of his heartache, was he beginning to feel something different? Or was this just frustration clouding his judgment? Later that day, Sheikh Hamdan headed to the gym with his son, Sheikh Mohammed. As his son played nearby, Sheikh Hamdan lost himself in the workout. His body was moving, but his mind was elsewhere, consumed by thoughts of Haadiya, betrayal, and heartbreak. It was a long and grueling session, and when the time for iftar came, he returned to the palace. To his surprise, he shared iftar with Sheikha Thani. Something had changed in him. Sheikh Hamdan began treating her with more kindness than ever before. He spoke gently, listened to her, and for the first time in a long time, he showed her warmth. Sheikha Thani, who had always been distant from him, smiled brightly, grateful for his attention. But was this kindness real? Was Sheikh Hamdan truly starting to fall for her? Or was he simply using her as a way to cope with the emotional turmoil caused by Haadiya's betrayal? Later that night, Sheikh Hamdan made his decision. He sent Sheikha a message. "Let Haadiya go wherever she wants. I don't care about her anymore." The message was final. It was clear that Sheikh Hamdan had made up his mind. But was it really over? Sheikha clenched her jaw, furious at her brother's stubbornness. She had tried repeatedly to reach him, but he refused to listen. She knew she had to wait for the right moment, but soon enough, she would make him see the truth. So, dear viewers, what do you think? Will Sheikh Hamdan truly leave Haadiya forever? Has he really fallen for Sheikha Thani? Or is she just an option for him in his time of need? And most importantly, will Sheikha be able to change his mind and bring back the Sheikh we all know and love? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section below. As always, thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe to stay updated with even more shocking stories. The tale of Sheikh Hamdan is far from over, and trust me, it's going to get even more intense.